Hey guys, Andrew Woods here with Waking House Wellness. So this is the first video I'm releasing, and honestly, it's a bit uncomfortable and challenging for me, but I am excited about the ways it can be formative to me, and I'm excited about hopefully developing a community in which we create a dialogue that enhances all of our wellness and journey toward self-healing. Today, a couple things I wanted to put out there have to do with laying the foundation, laying the groundwork that we need to take into our daily lives to sustainably be people leaning into our health and wellness and wholeness. A question I want to pose to you to kind of center on is, how come being whole isn't the number one item on all of our bucket list every single day? You know, a bucket list, the things we hope to do or experience before we die. This was asked to me one time before, and it shocked me. You know, I care about these things, but I don't really think about it as the number one most important thing every single day, as the thing I'd like to experience before I die. And I'll be honest, I don't know how far we can take this wholeness thing, but it seems very obvious that we can take it much, much further than I was raised to believe. Healing and wholeness is really what a human being is all about. Resiliency is probably the number one thing that characterizes what we are in the midst of all the other things that characterize what we are as well. So I just want to challenge you with that. You know, every day we're living our life, we're walking down a road. Where is that road taking you? Where's the road taking you? What is the road to wholeness, and what does it look like, and how do we sustainably stay on it and continue the journey on it? Here's a few things to keep in mind as we do this together. Really, the three things I call the Holy Trinity of factors. The Holy Trinity of factors for successful outcomes in the journey to self-healing and wellness, which also are very similar to the same factors for successful outcomes in counseling. The first one, the most important one, is access. Right behind that is a good, safe relationship. And right behind that is motivation. I kind of put them in a hierarchy, but really, again, you'll see here in a moment, they don't matter if they're not all three there. And if all three of them there, the chances of you getting what you're looking for and getting what you're looking for in a sustainable way go through the roof. And a lot of the work I do with people is helping them just develop these. And tons of healing comes just out of that. And then they're really set up to dive into a whole other depth of wellness. And so here you go. Access. What do I mean by that? For us on our journey to wellness, do you actually have, and how do you give yourself the space to do this work? The space away from children, the space away from noise, phones, TV shows, the space away from work, activity, busyness, sleep. How do you give yourself the things you need, the energy you need, the resources you need to be able to do these things? If you don't have the space, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have something set aside for yourself, these other ones are really complicated. Really, really complicated. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. After that, a safe relationship. A kind of interesting one, but I'm talking about you with yourself. And it is just amazing. Oh man. Even with myself and with everybody I've ever worked with, how hard it is for us to feel safe. That's half the battle. We have such a negative relationship, such a conflicting relationship with our own experience in life. They were antagonistic towards ourselves. It's not a matter of self-awareness, it's about self-control. And there's something to that and for that. But what we're talking about here is, how much do you judge yourself? How much can you trust yourself? How much do you feel safe feeling the feelings that you feel? A lot of us, you know, we judge them and dismiss them immediately. I'm angry right now. I shouldn't be this angry here. There's something wrong with me. I'm messing up right now. Or I should be this angry, and I'm this angry because they made me this angry, and there's nothing really I can do about it. I'm appropriately angry, and this is all there is. How do we have a stance in ourselves where we can be aware of that anger and not invalidate it, but also not validate it in a way that totally removes responsibility for our emotional state? I am angry. I am sad. I am lonely. This is how I feel. This is how I feel, and I'm not going to judge it. I'm actually going to try and lean into being curious about it. A safe relationship, succinctly put, is a curious, non-judgmental relationship with ourself. And this can be a really tough one, guys. So I'll just kind of dive in there to really open up what I mean here. Let's say I'm working with an individual who struggles with a variety of things, perhaps. I mean, is healthy and wonderfully made in a variety of ways too. And one day he says to me, I need to talk to you about something, but I just need you to not label me this way or put me in a box like this. Because I'm not even saying it's necessarily true, but it's a thought that haunts me. It's a fear that's haunted me for years and years. Inside, I'm like, yes, this is great. This is great. He's going to let himself, hopefully in a non-judgmental way, share something that he's been scared to death to share. And in that place, and in that stance, he lets himself say, I worried that I married the wrong person. I worried that I made such a big mistake back then that there's simply no fixing it, and everything I'm doing and all the work I'm trying to do is really in vain because I married somebody that I just can't love and I can't feel loved by. Whew, that's a scary one. That's a big one. What if this person has kids? What if these people have built lives around each other for 20 to 30 years? Wow, how scary it'd be to own something like that. But until we're able to own something like that in a curious, non-judgmental way, it remains something that haunts us. What if I am too needy? What if I am too emotionally numb, too inept to have a meaningful emotional relationship? What if I am too damaged from the things I experience? These are the type of things that we push away at all cost because we are so worried about what that may mean about us. But they're the type of things that we have to be able to, we got to do what we got to do to be able to have a relationship with them so that we can meaningfully do the work of self-healing and work and becoming whole. And if you can't, that's okay. That's what other resources like therapy are for. Finally, motivation. Goodness gracious, nobody on this earth is not motivated. Everyone is motivated. And a lot of people disagree with me at first there, and I could be wrong about that. But I've just never met somebody that's not motivated yet. We often do not like how we're motivated. And we would like to be motivated in different ways, but we're always motivated. And how do we tap into what our actual motivation is? This is critical too. Let's say I'm working with a couple and their motivation is to have a better marriage. But after we work together and listen closely to ourselves and each other because we've created access and a safe relationship, it becomes a little more obvious that the husband actually just really wants his wife to stop being sad. He feels terrible for her and he's just exhausted with it. It's been years of her being sad. And the wife, honestly, is just so scared that she's never been able to find her voice in life and she doesn't know who the heck she is. It's fine. And it's great that we get to those levels of motivation and desire and goals because it reorients the work to be done. And for sure, an outcome of that work will be a healthier marriage. There's no way around it. But as we really sink into the more precise motivation, we better tap into that energy and that power source that will propel us in an enduring, sustainable way to become whole and heal. And so there's these three factors: access, safe relationship, and motivation. One without the others isn't worth much. You could be highly motivated, aware of your motivation, be very, very honest with yourself, but if you don't set the time aside day in and day out, or whatever you're capable of doing right now on a weekly basis, so on and so forth, it does not matter. So, something to chew on and something to continue to be aware of as we set ourselves up the best way we can to be whole and pursue our health and wellness along the way. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, share, and I really look forward to continuing the conversation with you in our effort as a community to propel each other into our wellness, into the depths of ourselves, to wake up in life and stay awake and walk that road and keep being whole, the top item on our bucket list day in and day out.